Thaddeus is definitely using Elimination Mixer as a control tactic, and we saw it live in 4K tonight. Hey y'all, it's Chloe and we're back with another video. King's Court Season 1, Episode 9. We are meeting some friends and family this episode, so we definitely got some things to get into. But before we do, if this is your first time here, sit back, relax, watch the video through. And if you like what you see and you like what you hear, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before and you keep coming back, you obviously like it here, and it's obvious I want you here, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And while you at it, go ahead and hit the like button. Y'all gotta get the likes up, okay? Press the like button. It helps me out a whole lot. If you're one of my lovely members or subscribers, yeah, that's you. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? I'm doing good. I know I'm late, okay? I've been doing hair, okay? My daughter go back to school tomorrow. She got the faux locks. I've been twisting them up. I'm done, so we're going to be on time. Next week, I promise you, we will. If you did not check out my interview with Ariel, go ahead and check that out. It's up and running and waiting for you to watch it. So run over there after this review and check out the interview, okay? All that stuff is out the way. Let's go ahead and get into this episode because, baby, we definitely got some things to get into, okay? So we open up with Thaddeus, right? He's asking Felicia to take a picture of them. And she's like, sure, I got you. I'll take the picture. It's whatever. So while they're setting up for the picture, Tyson's like, Sarah, come here, come take this picture with us. And Felicia was like, absolutely not. That's what we're not about to do. I'm not about to take a picture of Tyson and Sarah. I said, well, child, that's the pettiest of the petty. Because, girl, you could have took the picture. Now, I understand why you didn't want to take the picture, but you really just could have took the picture. Little petty, little shady, but it is what it is, okay? So Carlos, Jennifer, Janae, another lady or whatever, they're sitting around. And Jennifer's like, I'm just so sad that Kay left. And then 2 people got eliminated during the elimination dinner. Like, this is crazy. We were really hoping it was 1 person and not 2. And he was like, well, it was about to be 3. And I was like, I knew it. That is, sir, I got my eye on you. Trust and believe me, I got my eye on you now. You are on my radar because it seems like that he wanted to eliminate Ariel. I'm just saying, because who was supposed to be the 3rd one? Who? Oh, okay. And that was very shady coming from Jennifer because Jennifer really just wanted Tari out. That's all it was. But hey, it is what it is. The elimination is over. So the ladies are like, so who was supposed to be the 3rd one? Who was going to be the 3rd one? And you know, Carlos like, look, the king's got to keep some business to ourselves. We can't tell everything. And Jennifer's like, you could do whatever you want. You could do whatever you want. Baby, Janae is sitting there and she's annoyed. Like, you could see she's visibly irritated. And I'm like, girl, calm down. Like, you right there next to him. Everyone's just having a conversation. Jennifer rubs Janae completely wrong. I feel like if it was up to Janae, she would have her way with Jennifer and she will wear her the hell out, okay? Because it's obvious that she does not like the way she moves in this house. She's obvious that she's annoyed with the fact that Jennifer is actually trying to get to Carlos, and then on top of that, she's supposed to be his perfect match, right? So Jennifer feels like Carlos won't give anyone a chance because Janae is always there, and she feels like it's unfair to all the ladies there. But listen, this is my thing. Y'all gotta take that up with the men. Y'all gotta take this up with the men. I know y'all feel like, oh my God, this girl's always around this person. Oh, this girl's always around this person. Yeah. But the man obviously wants to be there because let me tell you something. If he didn't want to, he would get up, he would walk away, and he would go entertain somebody else. Y'all giving these women too much credit. Because trust and believe, if he's going to allow me to be in his presence 24/7, baby, I'm going to be there. So y'all taking y'all animosity and anger and feeling y'all type of way off on the wrong person. Go talk to Carlos. Go talk to Thaddeus. Let them know that they need to open up. Because you being mad at Janae ain't going to change absolutely nothing. Now, Tyson and Felicia are all up on the couch, cuddled up. She's sitting on his lap, got his legs wrapped around her. They really just enjoying their time together. And he's telling her how she looks like a young Nia Long. I mean, really cute, loving the vibe. But this is my thing. With Tyson, is always very much physical. I need them to go deep. I feel like he doesn't have deep conversations. Everything is very surface. Felicia tells us in the confessional that she called off her engagement because her ex-fiance didn't tell her that he didn't want any more kids until they actually got engaged. And because of that, she left. Good for her. We know that Tyson does want more kids. So this works out fine for her. But now she feels like she doesn't want to do the same thing in this relationship. So she don't want to wait too long to have these important conversations. And this is exactly what I mean when it comes to Tyson. Everything is physical because you guys have been in this house for a nice little minute now. There's no reason why the conversation of do you want to have kids or not has not came up. As much as they sit up there and touch on each other and hug on each other and feel on each other, that literally should be one of the conversations that y'all should have had already. Because, like, what are we really doing for real, okay? She says it's really important that they do have these conversations, but as soon as Tyson touches her, the spark starts flying and her memory is erased. And it's obvious because instead of them sitting there going deep and digging deep, what they doing? Hugging, touching, feeling, all the things of the things. Girls, snap up out of it so you can see that man for who he is. Because as long as you allow him to keep putting them paws on you, you gonna forget a whole bunch of stuff that you need to remember. A lot of red flags are gonna be overlooked because as soon as he touches you, the spark starts flying and your memory is erased, okay? So it's the next day, right? Ronnie and Holly comes and they invited them to a local vineyard where they're gonna relax and sip on wine. I don't know how relaxing this is gonna be considering the fact that the ladies are about to meet some of the men's closest friends and family. I said, child, I don't know if we're gonna meet family for real. And we really didn't. I mean, we met Carlos' brother, but that's his brother. That's like the homie. You know what I mean? Side note, Carlos' brother Charles, really cute. Really, really cute, okay? Tyson brought his best friend Trevor, who he's been friends with for over 15 to 20 years. I didn't think he was going to bring like a family member per se, so I'm not surprised. And Thaddeus brought his best friend LaRonda and Ricky. Now, my first instinct was like, maybe LaRonda and Ricky are a couple. Maybe that's why he brought them together. But as the day go on, we find out who LaRonda is. And I always tell you, my antennas start going up when men have female best friends. My antennas always go up when a man says he has a woman best friend, baby, and I don't never miss. Trust and believe it, okay? Now, Eloise meets Carlos' brother, and she tells him that she feels like Carlos is the only one here worth pursuing. Too bad he's not pursuing anyone. Too bad he's really not pursuing anyone, okay? Now, Sahara is hoping that Tyson's friend input helps her tip the scale in her favor, especially at what happened in Elimination dinner the other night. Because remember, he brought her there because he low-key was about to send her behind home. We know that, right? So his friend wants to know how she feels about the attention that he gets from women and being a celebrity. She said, listen, it really just comes down to the guy. And that's what I've been trying to get y'all to understand for the longest. Because they always try to make it seem like the girl's insecure, the girl's is jealous, this, that, and the other. No, it's all about how the man handles the situation. Of course, Tyson is going to have a whole bunch of women, throwing themselves at him, flirting with him. But do he have to flirt back? No. Does he have to reciprocate that energy? No. Can he be friendly and be a gentleman and still be respectful? Absolutely. So stop trying to make it seem like these women are just so insecure and will not be able to handle the fact that women are going to throw themselves at Tyson Beckford. Tyson is supposed to curve the women. So I need y'all to ask Tyson, how is he going to be faithful in a relationship with a whole bunch of women and the attention that he gets? How about we flip the question? I'm ready to do that at this point, okay? So Kalia is meeting with Thaddeus' friends and she's excited, but she also is a little nervous because we just met 4 days ago. 4 days ago, which puts a lot of things in perspective for me when it comes to Kalia, because Kalia, it's literally been 4 days since y'all met, and the way you carried on in this episode is crazy. Well, we gonna get into it when we get into it, okay? Now, we find out that LaRonda is Thaddeus' ex-fiance that turned best friend. Stop. Wait a minute. Excuse me, because what do you mean? What do you mean? And this is what I mean when I say every time there's a woman best friend, there's a past between that woman and that man. And was I wrong? Absolutely not. Not only is she his ex, she's his ex-girlfriend. When he said that she helped raise his children, I already knew what was up. I'm with Kalia on this. We need more details. How long was y'all together? Okay, who dumped who? And when was the last time y'all hooked up? Heavy on when was the last time y'all hooked up? And if he left her and she's still hanging around, she hanging around for a reason. But I'm gonna be an adult, okay? And I'm gonna put things in perspective and hope it really is what they say it is. All right. Now Kalia's like, oh wow. And Thaddeus is in his confessional, like she has the worst poker face ever. Cause you can tell in her face that she is saying no, hell no. And that's exactly what I was saying. So I know that's exactly what Kalia was saying. Now, LaRonda said that they didn't speak for a while once they broke up, and then they reconnected because his kids are like her kids. And Thaddeus said she's a bonus mom to his kids. This is grown folk stuff. Okay. Do the kids have their own mama? Because if the kids have their own mama, I'm fine with that because they got to have their mama. But I don't need the bonus mom from a relationship from years ago to still want to be like mom. I can understand they have a relationship or whatever the case may be, but how deep does this relationship run that y'all now have to be besties? She said that they genuinely care and have love for each other and just want the best for each other. I can understand that. I could agree, but I just need to know what level of best friendship y'all got going on. Is it, oh, we going to all the kids' functions together? We hanging out at the bars together? We still doing family trips and stuff? Like, I just need a little bit more details because y'all know I'm married, right? And there's no way my husband could have an ex as a best friend, and there's no way I could do the same. Unless that's an ex-husband and wife that we actually share a child with, which neither one of us do. And I'm not in that situation to judge, but I just don't feel comfortable with it. Okay. Now, as much as Kalia tried to make it seem like she feels comfortable, I doubt it. I highly doubt it. Okay. And so now that we know LaRonda is his best friend, also ex-wife, I wonder how Ariel responded to that. I wonder if she feels like, you know what? I can accept this. This is fine as long as there's no funny business going on. And I don't know, y'all. I couldn't. Me personally, I couldn't, especially if y'all don't have biological children together. But maybe I'm just not grown enough for this yet. Because he did say this is grown folk stuff and it takes a village to raise these kids. So maybe I'm just not that grown yet. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that whole situation, okay? Now, Tyson's friends are running these questions down to the women because y'all know Tyson got a roster, okay? And he's just asking all these women's questions. We find out that Tyson asked Felicia to wear her hair in a ponytail, and then she said that he's always picking out her hairstyle, which makes me believe that Tyson just wants a trophy. And I'm not saying that because he wants her hair a certain way, because there are men who like their women hair a certain way. But the simple fact that it's always touchy-feely between them, they never really went deep, like into deep conversation, enough for her to even know if he wants more kids. But somehow, some way, we picking out the hairstyle. Very much surface level-ish. We know that Felicia is beautiful. We know that Tyson is handsome, and they look good together. But at the core, do they have the same values? Do they have the same morals? Do they want the same thing out of life? Those are the questions that we need to get down to, okay? Listen, I'm looking at the clips of these women, and I'm just like, who is that? Who is that? Where did this woman come from? So then we find out that Dentra, I don't know if that's that girl name. I'm probably sure I'm saying it wrong. Sorry, girl. Don't take it offensive, okay? Please don't be offended. I mess up names all the time. It's not on purpose. But we found out that she wants kids. We know that Thaddeus doesn't want any kids. And not only does he not want kids, he physically can't have any more kids. And I don't know why she's struggling with the decision to decide whether or not she's willing to be with someone who doesn't, when it's very clear that she does. And I'm at the point where I'm like, girl, do not settle for less because you will regret this in the future. And it's really not worth just sticking around, especially when this man's not giving you any time or attention to make you feel like you got a chance to begin with. You know what I mean? We barely seen her this whole season. So for her to even be considering the fact of like altering what she wants out of life for this man, nah. Okay. Now, Elise Janae is admitting to Carlos' brother that she is a little jealous. She don't like the fact that the woman is talking to her man. Okay. At least she can own it, and I'm here for that. that. And just as soon as she comes to grips with that and she lets them know that here comes Jennifer. Jennifer's coming over because, you know, she gonna cut in, she gonna get in where she fit in. And I'm not mad at Jennifer for cutting in because, like, at this point, you gotta fit in where you could get in. And if you don't put yourself in the mix, you gonna fall back and you gonna be forgotten about. Which is why it's a lot of ladies that we don't really get to see because they not inserting themselves. They not trying to make themselves be known and be seen. So I'm not mad at Jennifer for trying to get in where she fit in. But Janae is obviously very, very pissed off about that, but she gets up and walk away and she handles it very well. Now, Jennifer is telling him that she wants him to at least give this a chance. Get to know me. Get to know me. We were matched for a reason. Like, I don't understand why you won't give me a chance. Carlos says that he is going to give her a chance after listening to, you know, her talk to his brother. He realized that he is kind of doing himself a disservice. Carlos, you say one thing and you do another. The same way you say that you was going to, you know, entertain Brie, I think it was. Did you do that? No. No. You went on one date with her. You said that you was thankful that they told you to get to know her, and we haven't seen her since. So now what? Meanwhile, Tyson is like, Jennifer's for me. Okay, Carlos got Janae. I don't care. And I'm saying here like, Tyson, you can't have all the women. Okay, you got Felicia, you got Sahara, you want Jennifer. Like, sir, at some point you gotta figure it out. You gotta figure it out because you keep adding women to the mix instead of subtracting women from the mix. So is Jennifer for you, or is Felicia for you, or is Sarah for you? Because right now we can't really place you solid with anyone. And I think by this time, we should be narrowing it down a little bit. And you just keep adding on. Like, Tyson works my nerves so bad, okay? So Tyson's talking to his brother about the women and the connections and stuff like that. And his brother tells him and Sahara have real chemistry. He sees something there with them. She's his type. But when it comes to Felicia, it's very much sexual, which is why I said they need to go deeper. If y'all are going to really try to build a connection and a relationship, y'all need to have some real conversations, all right? He did say that Jennifer just seems very fragile, like a little baby, like just and we know that Tyson loves that, okay? He feeds into that, you know, I'm just a girl energy because he feels like she's not going to push back. She's just fun. She's sweet. She's delicate. And he loves that about a woman because he wants a trophy. Someone who looks good, in good shape, and, you know, will follow his lead, not even knowing where the hell he is leading them to. So Thaddeus' friends asked Demi to describe why she's attracted to him. And she was like, I just like the way he looks at me. Child, when they was talking to Thaddeus about that, Rhonda was like, that was just so hilarious. And Thaddeus said it was because it's no depth at all. Like, what do you mean? You like me because the way I look at you? What does that mean? So they also don't believe that Deantra really is okay with not having children. And I also don't believe that she's okay with not having children. And at this point, you're doing yourself a disservice by trying to be with someone who clearly doesn't want them, okay? But they said when it comes to Dr. Kalia, they said that it's obvious. It's obvious that she is not okay with the relationship with LaRonda. And because of that, LaRonda says she is not in her top 3 whatsoever, because what you're not about to do is come in and mess up our family dynamic, okay? I'm the ex-fiance. I'm the bonus mom, okay? So if you can't get along with this relationship, then you can't be with him. And to see, that's part of the problem. That's part of the problem for me, because my thing is, I feel like I shouldn't have to meet the ex-fiance who don't have the kids with the man for him to have me in his life. Now, if I'm in his life and then I meet her in passing and, you know, we develop a friendship, cool. But for me to have to go through her for an approval is crazy. Crazy work, okay? Now, Carlos' brother does think that it's time for him to explore Jennifer. He says she seems like a really nice girl. You should give her a chance. And he says he wants to really explore her, but he also doesn't want to hurt Janae in the mix of this. Baby, Janae gonna have to suck it up. Because are you here to find your queen, or are you here to settle on the first woman that you decided you liked? You gotta put on your big boy panties. And you have to make sure that Janae is the one for you. As much as y'all have talked and y'all have a real deep connection, no one should be able to come between that regardless. So it's only fair that you give Jennifer a shot to make sure that it's nothing there. Because if it's nothing there, then there's nothing to worry about. But how would you ever know if you don't give her a shot? You will never know it, okay? So we decide that it's time to have a talent show. Let's see what the girls are giving. Let's see what the girls are working with, okay? Now, Catherine is the host. Edwin does her little dance. Okay, she was killing it, a little all over the place, but nonetheless she was killing it. It was very much so fun. Okay, Demi did a little spoken word, okay, a little poetry here and there. Very good job. Ariel and Dentra, they showed off their bodybuilding. Woo, baby, the bodies are bodying. I love it. Very strong. Yeah, okay. Thaddeus was also very much excited because y'all know he love a nice, fit, strong woman. That's his thing, okay? So he's like, yeah. His whole face lit up. I said if he could take them both home, he would. Now, Allison, she came out and she sang her opera. And the next thing you know, the backup dancers came out. And I'm like, how do we get backup dancers for the opera? Very much all over the place. A lot going on. But nonetheless, it worked for Tyson because Tyson said that this is such a turn on. You got to remember that you 50, Tyson. And I know Allison's probably not your typical type, but she's definitely in your lane, sir. She's in your lane. I know you might want you a young little tenderoni, but I feel like she's in your lane and she was your perfect match for a reason. Are you going to give her a shot? No. So are we wasting our time? Yes. Okay. Now, Sarah and Janae are both talking about how they feel about Jennifer jumping from Tyson to Carlos because she's just jumping from this king to this king. Well, y'all should have jumped in the ring. Y'all should have started spreading y'all wings a little bit too. You ain't got to get settled in on one man. It's 3 men here for a reason, okay? But nonetheless, Janae said that she feels like she's a snake, okay? And that she takes joy in coming between other people's relationship. She may. She actually may. Or could it be that she's just trying to weigh her options as well? I mean, if I was Janae, I would feel that way. But I also can see where Jennifer is coming from. Like, I don't have to just settle in on one man. These men ain't just settled in on one woman. They got to date all of y'all. Why I got to pick one and settle down with him? Let me get to know Tyson the same way I get to know Carlos. Let me make a decision as well. Y'all better step the game up, sis. I know y'all honed in on one man and one man only, but then that's how y'all end up getting eliminated. Y'all don't even give any of the other men a fair shot to really get to know you for real. Y'all get with one person and that's the only person that you stick with. What if, just what if, you connect better with someone else? You would never know. Now you doing yourself a disservice. But hey, it is what it is. Now, Carlos and Jennifer are making waffles and they're having this real deep conversation. And he is very impressed because he didn't realize that she was this deep. And this is what I mean by you have to open up, okay? Just because he thinks that Jennifer is impressive and he really likes her and really starting to get to know her doesn't mean that he doesn't still feel the way he feels about Janae. All that means is that when he actually picks Janae, that he knows that, you know, there were other women that he really did get to explore with and go deep with and realize that they did not compare to what he felt when he was with her. And that's how the process is supposed to be done, which is why I'm not mad at the way Thaddeus is doing the process, and which is why I'm completely upset with the way Tyson is doing the process. So Kalia and Thaddeus are working out, okay? And he wants to talk about how everything went with their friends, okay? She tells him that she was a little nervous, so she didn't think that she was fully herself, but she is hopeful in their situation. And this situation also reminds her of her vision board of Barack Obama and Michelle Obama in the middle of the earth and all the things of the things, okay? And she tells him that her spirit and her clarity feels like he is her husband. I said, wait a minute, pause, stop, break it up. Girl, you was just nervous about meeting this man's friends when you just met him for 4 days. And now you mean to tell me that the universe is telling you that this man is your husband? How, Sway? How? Because last time I checked, that man does spend most of all his time with Ariel, okay? Wasn't you just sitting down talking about how he's spending all his time with Ariel? So how in the world did you get the clarity that this man is your husband when you was just questioning his relationship with his ex-fiance / bonus mom to his kids as a best friend? I don't know. Okay. But that is, you said it. You want the girl to fall in love with you by day 2, 3 tops. So baby, you got it. He said that he think that she even got him beat and do, okay? Now Thaddeus is sitting there like, wait a minute. So you think I'm your husband? So he's like, so you just gonna tell me that I'm your husband? She said, from my personal perspective, Yes, you are my husband. Now I just need God to speak to you. So basically, she's telling him that he needs to start making up his mind and narrowing it down that he wants to be with him. Listen, this was all very much strange. This was all very much strange. For one, I read Dr. Kalia completely wrong. Nothing that I knew about her from the last 4 days, the last week or so, would have made me thought that this woman would have told that man that he was her husband. Nothing. I haven't even really seen them get that deep for real to even consider the fact that she would think that that man is her husband. And I also am still confused as to whether or not Thaddeus wants to get remarried. I know he keeps talking about, probably being in another relationship, but I remember him saying that he didn't know if he wanted to get married again when he said that he didn't want to have any more kids. So I don't even know if he wants to be a husband for real again. So maybe he's not your husband because we don't even know if that's the role he's trying to play for real, okay? But nonetheless, we get down to the elimination mixer, okay? Deidre, Kalia, Eloise, and Demi. Now, I'm surprised that Kalia is there, but I'm also not. Because I felt like at first that, he was a little taken back by her. And he probably felt low-key scared because she came on so strong. So I'm not surprised that she was there at all. So Kalia's like, what the F? Like, I'm looking at him as my future husband. He's supposed to be here to protect me. So I don't even understand why I'm here. She said that she is pissed and she is hurt as well. Girl, you're looking at him as your future husband. He never once called you his future wife for you to think that he was going to protect you. And that's what I mean by sometimes the delusion, sometimes we kicking our asses. We really be making up stuff in our head. And we seeing it right now, how it's playing out, okay? So Thaddeus is talking to Deidre about how he doesn't want more kids. And she hates that she loves everything about him. He's everything that she wants in a man. And he would have to have her one deal breaker. And that is the fact that he doesn't want kids. Well, then that means that he does not have everything that you want in a man, girl. And you got to find you a new one. Point blank, period. Now, Carlos brought up to Eloise about how she said that when things get a little bit rough, she runs. And she said, no, I'm not saying it like that. It's just that I've been through a lot. And sometimes I need to run so I can go ahead and recover myself and recover my self-worth. I totally understand what she was saying. The accent was kind of thick, so I know it's hard to, process in your brain. But I definitely understood what she was trying to say. So now Thaddeus asked Kalia, how does she feel about being here? And he wants the real raw version, okay? He told her that she's there because he wants to see how she responds when she's put in uncomfortable situations. And this is what I mean about how he used this as a control tactic. The same thing he did to Ariel last week is the same thing he is doing to Kalia this week. He is trying to get a reaction out of her. He got mad at Ariel because Ariel gave him some pushback and she was, expressing how she felt about something. And so he put her in the elimination dinner to let her know, hey, control yourself, calm it down, or I can send you home. Now he brought Kalia here because he wants to get a reaction out of her, and he said that it's okay to be a little bit ratchet. Which one do you want, sir? Because you have a poised woman sitting in front of you who's not overreacting, not going off, and you want her to get a little bit of ratchet. But when Ariel had a little bit of, going on, it was like, my queen don't handle herself that way. Make up your mind. What do you want? This is like a game, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all, okay? He tells her that he wants to know the truth. And this makes me believe that it's starting to feel like he doesn't believe that she can just be this composed. Like, because she's a black woman, at some point she needs to be able to, just go off on you. I don't know. So then he asks her about how she feels about LaRonda being in his life. Now, she says she respects it because she understands the importance of a village. I don't believe her. That I don't believe. I don't care what nobody say. Her reaction to it was a little bit strong when she first found out, for her not to care or not feel no type of way, at least not to ask him more questions to get a better understanding. So I don't know. Because I can understand if they really got into more questions. He answered it, made her feel secure about it. I don't feel like they really talked about it enough for her to feel secure enough about it, for her to be just okay with it, with the reaction that she had when she found out about it. Okay. Now, she said that some people have a perception of her because she's calm and confident, and they're always wondering what she's hiding. He said he's going to learn her as time goes on, but he wants to make sure that he's learning the real her. So she's like, there's no facade here. If you want to spend your time on trying to figure out if I'm hiding something, and that it should be a point of awareness for him, and that her confidence about him may not match his confidence about her. Child, when I tell you she was reading that man for low-key filth, she was reading that man for low-key filth, okay? She said, and God may be trying to tell me that maybe I need to start to get to know the other guys. Woo! That is, you met her match. You met her match. Because what you tried to do, she flipped it on you. Because you tried to take control. And she said, you know what? You don't get to control how I'm going to proceed in this process. If I'm not for you, then I'm not for you. But what you're not about to do is tell me that I'm not who I am. Baby, listen, she was giving it to him and he did not expect that. And I think it kind of turned him on, okay? So now we get to the elimination dinner, and I'm gonna just be real with you. I was like, all these women going home. I felt like everybody was going home tonight because I don't think we had a good night of conversation at all, okay? Now, Thaddeus tells Ditra that she's not their queen because she wants kids and it's not fair to keep her here. I felt the same exact way. She's crying because she really felt like Thaddeus was the one for her. She really liked him. Girl, go find you a man and have some children because these men ain't it, okay? Now, Carlos tell Alois that she's not going home and she's just as shocked as me because I really feel like she probably should go home. I don't know why they keeping her. We barely get to see her, and when we do, you could just tell that the men don't really like her for real. Like, I don't understand why we still holding on to her for real, but hey, she's still there. I'm not mad at it. If they want to continue to explore her, let's go ahead and continue to explore her, all right? Now, Tyson tells Demi that she's not their queen. She just hasn't built any really strong relationships yet. And I'm saying here like, and neither has Otherwise, but she's get to stay. So why are we sending Demi home? Why are we sending her home? I felt like that conversation could go the same for Otherwise because Carlos is not even giving her the time of day for real. But you know what? I digress. Let's move on. Now, Thaddeus tells Kalia that she's not leaving, she's staying. And I honestly think it's because she told that man that she would move on if he wanted to do all that, blah, 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 you know, whatever he had going on. And that intrigued him. Because I don't know if he wanted her to beg or whatever, but whatever she did, I think it low-key turned him on. I ain't even going to say it didn't, okay? So she's just sitting there and she's kind of upset. So he's like, talk to me. And she's like, it hurts. This hurts. And she's angry. She really feeling some type of way. He done woke up a monster. When I tell you Thaddeus done woke up a monster, we are about to see a side of Kalia that Thaddeus thought he wanted to see. When he said, I want to learn the real you, oh baby, you are about to learn the real her. That reaction, that response that you was digging for, you digged it up. You digged it up. So maybe he was onto something. We'll have to see. But next week, oh, she's about to let loose. She's about to let loose. I just wonder if Kalia and Ariel is going to kind of get into it because it seemed like both of them at the top for him. But y'all, we just gonna have to see what's going on. Y'all know I'll be back next week for another review of King's Court. So get down in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about everything that went on because a lot went on, okay? Don't forget to like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. And with all that being said, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.